And it's been a month since we introduced you to 5 military vets, most amputees, out to climb North America's highest peak, Mount McKinley in Alaska, also known as Denali. Well, these vets made it nearly 16,000 feet up the mountain. By the way, the mountain is just over 20,000 feet tall, before bad weather and poor conditions forced them to turn around. Their 3-week journey ended a bit prematurely, but what an adventure it was. I spoke with Sergeant Kirk Bauer, who led the Denali Challenge. First of all, Sergeant Bauer, congratulations for making this incredible journey. You all must feel great.
Well, thank you, Frederica, and thank you and CNN for covering this, what we think is a good news story.
It really is. Now, I remember before you all began this ascent, you talked about the challenges that came with clearly the weather, the equipment, given that many of the prostheses, get particularly cold in, weather like this, and the terrain, all of that would bring tremendous challenges. Were those big obstacles along the way?
I think that all of those, the cold, the extreme weather, our mechanical equipment, all played a part in and certainly presented all of us with challenges. We were climbing very, very steep mountains that, the foot ankle units were bending at angles I don't think that they were intended to, but they did hold up. And sometimes we get stuck in the snow and we try to pull out, and we literally pull out of our legs and have to, put our legs back on while we were carrying our packs and our pulling sleds. And it all was extremely challenging, certainly for me, and I know for the other wounded warriors. But what finally, stopped us was the extreme weather. 50, 60 mile an hour winds where you really can't negotiate, a ridge that's only about 10 feet wide and it drops off for thousands of feet on either side. The snow, one time we were trying to get up to 16,000, and the Park Service says you're going to be negotiating thigh to waist deep snow if you get up there, and for amputees that was just going to be too much. So in the final analysis, after trying for 8 days at 14,000 feet base camp, we couldn't break through.
That's incredible. Well, the odds are against any climber, all climbers who try to take on, Mount McKinley. It is incredible, a challenge. But along the way, what were your observations? I mean, as difficult as it was and all that you described, it had to be really beautiful as well.
It was one of the most exhilarating, one of the most exciting experiences I have had. I got hit in Vietnam in '69, so I have been doing disabled sports for over 40 years. But it really was truly the most exciting and exhilarating and challenging venture I've ever been on. When you're up there, the vast snowfields, the huge mountains. I mean, there are mountains that are 17,000, 14,000 feet. Some of them would, in the lower 48, would be the tallest mountains in the lower 48. And spectacular views of these ice fields and snow fields. And the valley below in Alaska, it was absolutely spectacular, just everywhere we looked.
Wow, the images are breathtaking. So how does everyone feel?
Well, we were all very, very disappointed. I cried when we had to turn back on the final attempt. We were on the glacier for 21 days, and but all of us feel that the venture was a success because, in the big picture, what we were trying to do is inspire and motivate others with disabilities, and particularly the young wounded warriors coming back from Afghanistan.
You're an incredible inspiration, and we're so proud of you and proud of all the climbers. This is an incredible challenge. Not everyone can do this. You all did 16,000 feet. It is beyond impressive. Sergeant Kirk Bauer, thanks so much.
Thank you, Frederica.
Now, they are incredible. For more on the Denali Challenge or more information on the Disabled Sports USA, visit their website, www.dsusa.org.